Hi and welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe it has been 2 weeks since I last have done an update. These 2 weeks have just flown by completely. I am here to do my 36 and my 37 week update today. So today I am 37 weeks and 5 days pregnant. I'm just going to get straight into what has been going on these last few weeks. I had my hospital appointment last Friday, so they did a scan that day to see how big she was and to make a plan from there as to what they're going to do depending on the size of the baby. So it turns out that she was only 2.8 kilos approximately. I know that the scans, they're never 100% accurate, so roughly 2.8 kilos, which is right on track for, because I was 36 weeks on the day that day, so right on track for 36 weeks. So she wasn't big, like she was average, like really average. So they have like rolled out the big baby and they will not be inducing me early because of a big baby. Checked the fluid and everything, and everything else looked like completely fine, completely normal. She looked really healthy, but she was breech. So they said usually by about 32 weeks they kind of turn, usually about 35 they're getting a little bit like, not worried, but the baby should be making an effort, I guess, to turn. My baby's not making any effort to turn. Well, she hadn't, I guess, nearly 2 weeks ago. So the plan for the breech baby is they, one, offered to turn her, so to like go in internally and turn her, which I said absolutely not. I do not want, apparently it is so painful and like uncomfortable, and there's no guarantee that the baby's going to stay that way anyway. But with turning them comes the complications of the cord being wrapped around, and I just don't feel comfortable them going in and trying to turn her. Like if she wanted to turn, she'd turn. So, but she is getting a bit big to be able to, you know, fully kind of turn around. But it does happen, and it happens when people are literally in labour. So I'm not that worried. The second option was to go ahead and have a C-section if she doesn't turn. So I've said that will be my option. So I've signed all the forms for, we don't have an actual date yet. So she did write on there like around the 20th, but they'll just keep monitoring me for the next couple of weeks just to see if she turns, and hopefully she does, because I really do not want a C-section. We live over here like in Australia and we don't have family over here. We have no family apart from like our little family. We have no family at all. So to have a C-section would just be super hard, like just recovery wise. Like you can't drive for 6 weeks. How are the kids going to get to school? Like we don't live, even though we live like close to the school, it's not like walking distance. It's on like it's off like a main road and everything. So that isn't going to work. Yeah, we just don't have the support over here that we would need, and like my mum can't come back for 6 weeks to come and look after me. So I am fingers crossed that this baby is going to turn by herself. So hopefully this week they will book in a actual date for the C-section. They won't book it in early because I don't have any history of going early with the other girls. So they've said that they're not too worried about me like going super early or anything. And I mean, I'm nearly like 38 weeks now, so I've only really got like a couple more weeks to go anyway. So they'll just do it like a couple of days before, I think. I did ask her, I said, what if I go into labour like naturally, but she's still breech? Because that's what I was worried about. And because my labours are quite fast, well, one of my labours have been quite fast. Because that's been quite fast, what happens? And she said you'll just have to come in like as soon as you start feeling contractions, and they will do an emergency cesarean. If she is still breech. If she's not breech, like cool, we'll just go with the flow and we'll just have her normally, which is what I am hoping to do so bad. So that was my hospital appointment in a nutshell for last week. That was. I also got some photos, I got 2 of the ultrasound that she did It's quite hard to get photos when they're this big because you can't like get a profile photo or anything. It's just like bits and pieces. So this one was, I think, 4D. I don't know if you can. So there's her nose, her mouth, her chin, and her hands are like covering her eyes. I don't know if you can. So there's a hand, it's covering her face. There's another hand there. And that's just like a profile photo of her face. So that was cool because these are the first scan actual photos that they've printed out that I've had this whole pregnancy. The other ones were they put them onto a disc, but I like them like this so that you can just, I don't know, keep them. I've been nesting big time. I just want everything organized and like clean and just ready. So I have scrubbed all my tiles, actually bar the girls' bathroom and toilet, which I need to do this week. All the tiles in the kitchen, lounge, dining, hallway, and our hallway is pretty damn long. Like there are so many tiles in this house. I've been on my hands and knees with a toothbrush literally scrubbing in the grout of each tile, but holy crap, it looks amazing. So stoked that actually, and like finally had the energy to do that. The past week I have just been like wanting to just get everything done, going to, like I've been to Costco, I've been to IKEA, I've been to like meet up with friends, I've been out to lunch, I've been to Pilates, I've just done so much like stuff that I just never had the energy to do like the past couple of weeks. Like I would struggle even taking the kids to school some days because I would feel that sick in the car, and then all this energy just came from nowhere. So I was like, I'm going to make the most of it and get stuff sorted. Oh, and I also had my, back to the hospital appointment, I had my iron levels checked. I ended up going to the doctor. I cannot remember if I said it in my last video, but I ended up going to the doctor before I had my hospital appointment to get my iron levels checked because I was feeling so rubbish. And those were, that came back at a 9. So it was a 13. I think it was an 18 at 30. Started off as an 18, I think, and then it went down to a 13, and then it's now at a 9. So it's actually not as bad as what I thought. So I still don't really understand why I felt so horrible for those few weeks, but I don't anymore. So yeah, that was a 9. So that wasn't actually that bad. So again, they won't do anything, and they're not going to give me an iron infusion this late anyway. Like if I needed one, I would want to wait. Like I wouldn't even want them to give me one now because I've only got a few weeks left. I will wait. Symptoms this week. First symptom that I've had is my lips have been so dry. That's why I just like have chapstick on all the time. My lips have just been so dry. Second thing is I have been so thirsty. I've just been drinking like bottles and bottles and bottles of water and eating ice. I literally sit at the table with the tray of ice and I just eat the ice. But I think that was like an iron thing, and I started doing that a couple of weeks ago, I think, but not to the extent that I'm doing it now. I feel like if I'm out, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you just want like a bowl of ice. Like just take me somewhere to get me one bowl of ice that I can just sit and chew on and eat. Next symptom I've had is like shooting, stabbing pains, like feels like it's going right through my vagina. It catches me off guard because it just happens and it's like so fast and sore that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's painful, but I'm hoping that that's a good sign. I'm hoping that that means that she's actually like turning her head or has turned her head now, I don't know, and is like getting into position and pushing down. Also finished my hospital bag and the baby bag. So I feel like the baby bag is just got too much stuff in it, but because I'm not sure if I'm going to be having a C-section, and if I do I'm going to be in there for, I don't know, like 3 days, maybe like 4 days. I'm actually not sure. I need to find that out, how long like you have to kind of stay in for a C-section. So I feel like I've got a lot in there, but it's better to take more than not enough. And it's not like if I take stuff out, like what's the point? I may as well just keep it in just in case we need it. And the baby room is practically done as well. We just still need to do like little touches, put some like pictures, and you know, the walls are pretty plain in here. But we did get a wardrobe over there, which I will, I'll try and do a room tour as well so that you can see. Because that wardrobe, I was waiting for that because I wanted to be able to hang up all the like onesies and everything and just like have a bit more space, because this room doesn't have an inbuilt wardrobe, so it was pretty hard to like put stuff everywhere that was like easily accessible as well. Because all these drawers behind me, there's 3 and they're pretty big and deep, but because you have to kind of, you know, like stack the clothes in there, like I wanted them to be hung up so I could just grab them off and it was easy. So that was a lifesaver, thank goodness. So I went and got that yesterday or maybe the day before, and we built it. I say we, I didn't build it, my partner built that yesterday. One thing I've noticed as well is I hadn't noticed until this morning, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the line that goes like down from your belly button. It's really faint, but I just noticed it. I like saw it this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm finally getting one. So I'll show you when I do my belly shot, which I will show you now. I will show you my belly at 37 weeks and 5 days. With the shirt on, to the side. The shirt up. Yeah, that is the line. I don't know if you can see it there. I will measure my belly as well now. This will be interesting because I haven't done it for a couple of weeks now. So that looks like I am at about 119 and a half. Alright, so that was my belly and my measurement. So it looks like I'm at 119 and a half centimeters this week. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you soon for my next one. Bye!